Oh, by the way, speaking of Xi Jinping and his rise, okay, the U.S. paused $14 billion weapon sales to Taiwan due to the Iran war. Remember, in this day and age, if you want to understand the Trump administration, if you want to understand how to enforce whatever kind of sovereignty decision you want to make, you have to be powerful. Okay? Trump is not an ideologue. Trump is not even ideologically a fascist. He's just a self-interested dipshit. And of course, fascism is the lane that he has found a lot of success in at the domestic level, right? An ideological NATO Atlanticist who wants to enforce American dominance would never make a decision like this. Trump did. And the reason for why he did is not because he personally loves Xi Jinping, even though there is a lot of reverence there. He does respect Xi Jinping. But the reason why he did that is because he understands, after trying to wage tariffs wars with China, okay, after trying to wage a war with China and then, eating shit post-Liberation Day, as I told you would happen, he now knows not to fuck with China. This is a move in restraint. This is a move to dramatically change the calculation between the United States of America and China. This is one of those instances where a lot of people will ask me like, is there anything that you agree with Donald Trump on? Or is there anything that you give credit to Donald Trump on? This is one of those things. Okay? Yes, Trump is not an ideological fascist. That requires reading, and he's fucking functionally illiterate. He's a fascist of convenience. It fills his needs. Is true. Okay? So what the new Navy chief said, this guy's also a real psycho. Navy Secretary Hung Cao is a real genuine psychopath, for the record. Another one of these like insane media guys that Trump loves and has brought into a position of prominence. Anyway, he basically said, look, we're pausing $14 billion of arms sales to Taiwan, which is obviously something that Xi Jinping wanted. It's a huge blow to the DPP. Okay? Hung Sao? Okay. Okay, maybe that's how you say it. I don't know. Anyway, listen. Hung Sao. This is a major ordeal. It's a major W for cooling the tensions in the Taiwanese Strait, for sure. Mainland China versus Republic of China conversations will take a very different shape if America openly says, yeah, we're not doing like maximalist defense contracts with Taiwan any longer. Okay? Sao confirmed at this Senate hearing days after President Donald Trump appeared non-committal about the sale following his meetings with Chinese leader Xi Jinping. A spokesperson of Taiwan's presidential office told reporters on Friday that they had not received any information about U.S. adjustments to the arms sale. Now, on the American side, they're trying to make this seem like it's a calculated tactical decision, not born out of like some sort of restraint or it's a calculated decision, not because like Trump had a meeting with Xi Jinping and he's like abiding by Xi Jinping's wishes here, but instead because of the Iran war and we need to expend our munitions against Iran. I think that is a bullshit reason. I think the real reason is because
we've been
here. Let's just watch the video real quick and then I'll get into it. I think the real reason is because he's offering concessions to Xi. He recognizes that he doesn't want to wage war with China, at least for the time being. He understands that Trump understands power. He understands the amount of power China has, and he understands that there's no utility out of fucking waging war with China or being a fucking China hawk.
Urge Taiwan to buy arms from us, and all of a sudden there's a pause.
I love that Mitch McConnell on his fucking deathbed is still like, but we should be waging war. Why don't we? Why don't we do it?
What are you hearing from the Taiwanese about the pause?
Chairman, I have not heard. I have not spoken to the Taiwanese. However, we have done some foreign military sales to them. It's just right now we're doing a pause in order to make sure we have the munitions we need for Epic Fury, which we have plenty. But we're just making sure we have everything. But then the foreign military sales will continue when the administration deems necessary, sir.
Put another way, do you expect the sale to be approved at some point?
Yeah, Hung Sao is unsurprisingly a total crank, by the way. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's insane. Hung Sao once claimed that witches had taken over Monterey, California. He is a total kook. Failed Republican candidate who ran to represent Virginia in the House in 2022 and the Senate in 2024 and lost both times, has been named as the new acting Secretary of the Navy and the 10th person to hold that title across Trump's 5 years as president. Here he is warning about witchcraft.
Again, it's, we can't let it turn like this. There's a place in Monterey, California called Lovers Point.
Yeah.
The original name was Lovers of Christ Point, but now it's become, they took out the Christ, it's Lovers Point, and it's really, Monterey is a very dark place now.
Yeah.
A lot of witchcraft and
Right.
the Wiccan community has really taken over there. And we can't let that happen in Virginia. Virginia is...
Yeah. That's the type of guy this is, who's the Secretary of the Navy, okay?
Senator, that would be up to the Secretary of War and the Secretary of State, sir.
Yeah, well, that's what's really distressing.
Yeah. I love how the U.S. Secretary of Navy says they're pausing weapons sales to Taiwan to make sure they have munitions that they need for Epic Fury, which we have plenty. There's a lie here one way or another. Either they're pausing weapons sales to Taiwan unrelated to the Iran war, or there aren't plenty of munitions, or both. I think it's both. But I think the reason why they're doing this is not because they want to preserve their munitions. I do think that they're running out of munitions, however. But I think America is stupid enough and has enough fucking munitions overall. If they have the, they want to continue expending their munitions, they could, and then still sell weapons to Taiwan. The real reason why they're not doing it is because they are worried.